A very warm welcome, everyone. I'm excited to guide you through our session, Putting Your AI Profile to Work. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore how to speak to your AI so you can confidently create truly helpful teaching and training content for your ministries. Our aim is to make AI a practical and valuable assistant for you. So, what's on our agenda for the next few minutes? First, we'll quickly revisit the power of your AI profile. Then we'll dive into understanding prompts, essentially how we give instructions to AI. We'll cover the key principles for crafting effective prompts, followed by a live demonstration where we'll create a sample discipleship training outline. I'll also share some tips for refining your prompts if you don't get what you want the first time. Then we'll talk about your call to action. Let's start with a quick but vital recap. Your AI profile. Your AI profile is the absolute key to getting personalized AI assistance. It's how you tell AI about you, your specific ministry context, the unique audience you serve, and even your preferred style of communication. Why is this so crucial when we talk about prompts? Well, your profile provides contextual relevance, so AI understands the world your teaching fits into. It leads to more tailored suggestions that genuinely suit your church, and it makes your interaction more efficient because you don't have to repeat basic information every time. A well-defined profile means AI is already primed to assist you effectively. So what exactly is a prompt? Simply put, it's your instruction or your question to the AI. Think of interacting with AI as a conversation. You ask, and AI responds. Now here's the most important part. The quality of the AI's response heavily depends on the quality of your prompt. It's like commissioning an artist. If you just tell an artist to paint me something nice, well, you could get almost anything, right? But if you provide details like, I'd like a beautiful landscape of an African sunset with palm trees and a small group of elephants in the distance, you're far more likely to get something that matches your vision. The same is true for AI. Clear, detailed prompts are your pathway to helpful, relevant AI-generated content. So how do we actually write these effective prompts? I want to share 5 keys to crafting powerful prompts. First, be specific and clear. What exactly do you want the AI to produce? Is it an outline for a teaching session? A set of discussion questions? A children's story? What's the specific topic? And who is this for? Children, new believers, or your leadership team? Be specific and clear. Secondly, provide context. What are the key themes you want to include or perhaps avoid? What kind of tone are you aiming for? Encouraging, reflective, academic? Should it reference particular scriptures? What about the length? Do you require a short outline or something more detailed? Provide context. Thirdly, it can be very helpful to define the AI's role. You can tell AI, act as a curriculum designer for Sunday school, or you are a friendly assistant helping me explain a complex theological concept simply, or imagine you are writing for grassroots church leaders. This helps the AI adopt the right perspective. Fourthly, specify the format you want the output in. Do you want bullet points, a numbered list, a table, or suggest 3 opening questions? Specify the format. And finally, number 5, and this is crucial, iterate and refine. Don't expect perfection on the very first try. AI is a tool. Sometimes it needs a bit of guidance. Review the output. If it's not quite right, tweak your prompt and try again. Add more detail, rephrase something, or maybe even simplify your request. For example, a simple prompt might be, write about discipleship. Now that is not very helpful as it will provide a vague response and one that is not really what you required. A detailed prompt using these guidelines as mentioned could be, act as a training assistant. Create a 3-point outline for an introductory workshop on everyday discipleship for adult church members. Focus on practical application in daily life. Suggest 1 key Bible verse for each point. This is a much better prompt and it will be more accurate in its response to what you requested, right? All right, enough theory. As they say, seeing is believing. We're now going to switch screens and I'll open up Booked AI, my preferred AI platform. Adriaan will demonstrate how to apply these prompting principles to create that training session outline on discipleship we just talked about. As he does this, please pay close attention to how the prompt is built and also how we might quickly refine it if the first attempt isn't perfect.
I'm just going to show you the difference between the simple prompt and the more detailed prompt. So if we provide it with a simple prompt that says every day, um, every day the discipleship, you will see it will give us a very simple layout. Um, It will obviously understand what discipleship is, and it will give you a good understanding about discipleship, but it will probably not be what you're looking for. So there it goes. Everyday discipleship refers to the active and intentional process of following Jesus Christ. So you can see through its response, it gives you an understanding as into what everyday discipleship could be, and provide actually quite a good amount of detail, which could be very helpful to understand what discipleship is. But we know that's not what we were looking for. We wanted to know or actually ask it to provide us a more comprehensive understanding as into discipleship and in the training context. So if we give it a more comprehensive prompt, now I already developed that one. It says, if you are a training coordinator for a community, I need you to develop a detailed 3-point outline for an introductory workshop titled Everyday Discipleship aimed at adult church members. The focus should be on practical, actionable ways to incorporate discipleship into daily life. For each point, include a key Bible verse that will encapsulate the message, and please ensure the outline is clear, engaging, and suitable for a workshop setting. So there you have a much more comprehensive prompt and instruction for AI. And let's just see what it did. So here you can see way better, much more focused into what we actually needed. And it says to you what the target audience is and adult church members. It gives you a bit of an understanding of the introduction, and then the three key points. Point one, rooting ourselves in the source, living it out. Point two, and then extending the table, discipleship in relationship. Lot more detail, way more specific, so that you can apply it within a workshop training context. And as we've asked it for very specific Bible verses, here you have a key Bible verse in point number one, which is Joshua 1.8, and in point number two is Colossians 3:17. Colossians 3:17, my apologies for that. And then Bible verse number three is John 13:35. So way more effective. And so when you are very specific in your prompt and in your instructions, it will produce or provide you with a response that is much better. Now, let's explore something else a little bit. And we say to it, how actually it would be interesting to see how this training will, or the format, even the content will change if we asked it to contextualize it for young people. So let's say, um, provide me with the layout if this training had to be for younger people. I must let me say age 15 to 18, as an example. Now, I don't go into all the nitty-gritty details again because it already built a memory. It already knows what we were looking for, the basic layout and everything. And so now I'm just guiding it a little bit more for a different audience. And let's see what it comes up with. And you will see with Booked AI, which I really enjoy, it's got a little element here that says prompt guide. So it helps you to learn how to write proper prompts. So in this case, it says you are designing a young focused discipleship training session for teenagers aged 15 to 18. So it took my prompt and made it actually more effective, so you can learn how to write your prompts better. But let's see what it did. It says workshop outline, target audience is now young people 15 to 18. And now it comes with introduction, icebreaker, big idea, what we will cover, and you will see it contextualized it way more for younger people. Now, by saying that, it doesn't mean that you can't use this for more for an older group of people. Obviously, you can, but that's just the beauty of it. It is that you can actually ask it to contextualize this for specific audience, for specific context, and that is about giving it guidance. So as we said, we're going to make mistakes. We have to try again and ensure that we can be more effective in how we do this. But this is just excellent in seeing how it can actually contextualize that same training material for a total different audience. Now, let's say, for example, we wanted to explore more about point number 3. Then we can say, let me just copy that, and I ask it. Um, Please elaborate on point 3, team up, sharing your journey with others. And now what it will do is it will go to that specific point, point number 3, and it will start elaborating on all the things that it already gave to you and provide even more details. And you will see it says determining best model. And that's a beautiful thing about Booked AI, because it uses all these different AI platforms that are out there and the different models, finding the exact one that will produce the best answer for us. And here it is. Point number 3. Here are some deeper insights to point number 3. And here you can see it literally just expanded the amount of information about point number 3, and so helping you to even get a better understanding. So even on the key Bible verse, it goes into a little bit more details. There it actually gives you a discussion prompt if you wanted to delve more into that specific scripture as well. So what it does is, if you have set up your AI profile correct, in the beginning, saying that when it produces a result, it should also make suggestions of possible further actions that could be taken. Then it will do things like that. So setting up your AI profile, as we said before, is critical. But then when it comes to the prompting, you can do a very simple prompt, but you're not necessarily going to get the answer you require. But if you provide it with a more comprehensive prompt, a more detailed prompt, your chances of getting what you are actually looking for is way better. But then also, once it's produced, you can delve and start engaging with that content and actually ask us to elaborate on specific points, so that you can build your training curriculum, as an example, and become more effective in your understanding and also your presentation.
Now, it's very common that your first prompt might not give you the perfect result, and that's absolutely fine. AI is incredibly powerful, but it's not a mind reader. So what do you do? If the output is too vague or generic, go back to your prompt and add more specifics, more context, or define that AI role more clearly. If it's off topic or irrelevant, recheck how clear your core request was and try rephrasing it. Sometimes it helps to explicitly state what you don't want. If the tone or style isn't right, tell AI. Say, write this in a warm, pastoral tone, or make this simple enough for a new believer. And if it's too long or too short, specify the length you need. The key is to experiment. Small changes to your prompt can make a big difference. Don't be afraid to talk back to the AI and ask it for revisions. It's a learning process for both you and the tool. As we come to the end, we've covered a lot, but the real learning truly happens when you put this into practice. So here is your call to action, your challenge for this week. First, test it. Open your preferred AI platform. Choose one real teaching or training preparation task that you have coming up. Then craft at least 2 or 3 different prompts for that task, really trying to apply those 5 keys we discussed. Second, and this is so important, be ready to fail. And I say that with encouragement. Some of your prompts won't work as expected, and that's not just okay, it's where the deep learning happens. Don't get discouraged. Third, when it doesn't give you what you want, adapt. Analyze what happened. How can you make your prompt clearer or more specific? And fourth, try again. Refine your prompt and try again. And then try again. AI is a tool that gets better as you get better at instructing it. And if you can, share your successes and even your failures with a fellow leader. We definitely learn better together. So, to quickly summarize our key takeaways from today, first, your AI profile is vital for personalizing the AI's response. Second, clear, specific, and contextual prompts are absolutely essential for getting good results. Remember the 5 keys: specificity, context, role, format, and iterate. Crucially, don't be afraid to experiment and refine your prompts. That's how you'll master this. And always remember, AI is a powerful tool designed to assist your God-given wisdom and ministry, not to replace it. The most important next step is truly to practice. Thank you so much for your time and active participation today. I trust this has been helpful in equipping you to use AI more effectively in your vital ministry work. Blessings as you go out and test, fail, adapt, and try again.